starting whenever you're ready.
Let me get my shit situated.
All right, straight.
We good to go?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta click something. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of the PigSkin podcast. Episode 16 or 17?
16.
Episode 16. All right, sweet 16. We've got football to talk about. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Ate a lot of food. I assume you did too, Dalton.
Oh, yeah. Did way too much.
Yeah.
And my birthday's rolled in there, so it was like...
Yeah, everybody wished Dalton a happy birthday. He had his birthday on Monday. Yeah. Congrats, buddy.
Another...
Jordan year.
Yeah, it is my Jordan year. Another circle around the earth.
Yeah.
Woo.
You don't seem too excited about it, but you should be because Thanksgiving
I got finals next week. So.
Well, good luck with that, buddy. But yeah, I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. We had a lot to talk about. Stuff's happened in college football. Stuff happened in the NFL. I want to get right into the Monday night game because it just happened.
Yeah,
so,
let's do it.
All right. I've got some thoughts. That game sucked. Yeah. I'm sorry for everybody that had to watch that, but I'm really happy with the way the defense played.
They were, yeah. I mean, Josh Dobbs kind of made it easy for him a few times, but they were like opportunistic as hell. And even when they weren't turning the ball over, they looked physical as fuck. Like they were playing their ass off.
No, they were. Like the draft picks and everything that Ryan Poles has done is kind of paying off now. The Montez Sweat, like the signing, a lot of Bears like fans thought it was amazing. Everybody else kind of shit on the trade. Like if you go on social media and look, they were just saying absolutely stupid move. What now? I mean, ever since they signed Montez Sweat, the defense has just looked like beyond better. Yeah. And like I know I've talked about it. Matt Eberflus not being a great head coach. I want him fired. I don't know how I feel now because his defense is playing well and he's a defensive minded coach. You saw the defenses he had.
Luke Getsy needs to.
I have some thoughts on Luke Getsy, but
I don't know. I think and that goes to show sometimes like the Montez Sweat thing you bring up. Sometimes it's like a change of scenery fixes all.
Yeah, he's looked a lot better with the 3 games he's played with the Bears than he had with the Commanders, like the first 2 games he played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
he's been playing his fucking ass off.
He gets so much pressure. He's just so good, so talented. Like I can't even describe like what he brings to the defense as far as pressure. And the other guys are playing well too. Like Javon Dexter, the 2nd-round pick out of Florida. He's been playing better since Montez Sweat got there. I mean, Montez Sweat basically takes 2 guys at once, so it kind of opens up for
hot.
Yeah. Takes 2 guys at once.
It's very hot.
There was literally a play like that where they were coming off. It was a blitz, of course. It was a blitz because that's all the. Or no, it was a double man coverage on Montez Sweat, and
like a duo block.
Yeah, it was a duo block. I'm trying to think. Jaquan Brisker was coming in on a blitz. Mm-hmm. It was a design blitz. He came in, and Montez Sweat beat the right tackle so bad that the guard had to come in and help, and it helped Brisker basically just come in and sack Dobbs. Mm-hmm. It was so cool. It was amazing. I love Montez Sweat a lot. But
he can be a game changer, man. That's what I thought of him coming out of college. And I loved him, bro. He was one of my top guys coming out of college. And I hated that he didn't go to Green Bay. Not that Green Bay would have. They don't like guys like him. He doesn't have I don't think he tests off the chart. Like Green Bay definitely likes their guys to be like uber athletes, no matter what position they're taking. So
well, it looks like he is. I mean, he's tall,
it does look like it, but he doesn't test well. So
I don't test well either. I'm an athlete. No, not really. That's a joke.
When he's suiting up for the Bears, huh?
Maybe that's what they need. I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of offense. I wouldn't throw 20 screen passes in a game.
Oh, you're not Jeff Lebby? Sorry.
You want to talk about Jeff Lebby ruining a season? No. Okay.
No, he didn't ruin the season.
No. Luke Getsy is doing that for the Bears right now. But I think we're trying to tank, so it makes sense. I'm happy with the win.
I am also very happy with the Bears win.
Yeah.
Really helps me out a lot. The Packers are right back in the wild card hunt.
Yeah. No, I mean, the graphic for that was you were in the hunt, like maybe as a 7th seed. Now you're probably 5 or 6.
Hey, Green Bay goes 4-2, and their 2 losses is like the Chiefs and I don't know someone not the Vikings. Packers
Lions.
have a 80. No, we already played Lions twice.
Yeah, but you had a
Um,
loss to the Lions
but
earlier.
I'm saying if we go 4-2 over our next stretch,
Oh,
including if we lose to like Kansas City and then I don't know like the Giants or something random, 85% chance to make the playoffs.
yeah. I think which we'll get into that, Packers may make the playoffs the way they're playing now.
Or get shit on in the first round, but
Yeah. But going into the game, teams this season were 0-28 when they didn't score a touchdown. Well, the Bears it's now 1-28. The Bears are the first team to do it this season. 4 field goals, final score 12-10. Look, that's the identity of Chicago. They're just defense. Like, you can always expect them to have just a good defense.
Yeah.
Offense, I mean, I don't know. I wrote down notes like while I was watching the game, trying to be a nerd, and it's titled Chicago Bears Needs. And I was gonna go through like everything of that they needed, and I just got so into the game that when it finished, all I wrote down was Marvin Harrison Jr.
Hey, you had a fire little mock draft you sent me with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Keon Coleman at 1-5. You know
Oh
how
yeah, that mock
ridiculous
draft.
that would be? Oh my god.
That was my first time doing a mock draft on like a simulator.
Yeah.
Tez Walker and Jaheim Bell in the 4th. They were still there.
So stupid. So stupid.
Yeah. But I mean, Jalen Johnson, he played his ass off. He's so good. He dropped that would have been pick 6.
Yeah.
He's had a problem with that this season, dropping like should be interceptions, but whatever. He's making plays, and that's all I can ask him to do. Kyler Gordon looked good. The pressure that the defensive line was getting was just that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody that, I mean, it's not.
And it's not like the Vikings offensive line is bad either. Like they're middle of the road to a pretty good offensive line.
You couldn't tell by
When
watching that
healthy.
game.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You could
They
not
got
tell by
worked.
watching that game. Yeah,
They were owned.
Justin Jones, he's come on this season as a pass rusher, like as an interior guy. I think Billings, like if you were to run just like because that's what God, I can't even think right now. It's so late. We're recording this at like 10 o'clock. But Matt Eberflus, he runs a 3-4 defense.
Yeah.
So Andrew Billings is kind of like your nose guard.
Mhm.
He's the big dude, but they've been using either him or Zach Pickens at nose guard. But whenever they've got everybody lined up on the defensive line, they have so much depth that they can interchange. But the linebackers have been playing. TJ Edwards, he's been unbelievable. Jack Sanborn, he's good when he goes out there. Sometimes his run fits are pretty bad, but oh well. I mean, like the defense is good enough that right now they're playing good enough to where you can make a couple of mistakes and it's fine.
Yeah.
Now when they go up against the Lions again, or like another like high-powered offense, you got to tighten things up. But I'm happy. Like it's a win. I'll take a win. You basically bank on you need Carolina to just lose the rest of their games because you still have their pick.
They fucking might, dude. They're bad. And
Yeah.
they just fired everybody.
Yeah. So Frank
Everybody.
Wright's gone. Yeah. Well,
Their offensive coordinator's gone.
yeah. So you basically need like no more wins because if they win another game, I mean, Arizona, they've only got 2 wins.
The Giants or the Patriots.
They only have 2 wins.
Patriots are 2-9. Imagine the Patriots are just this bad and tank this bad and go get Caleb Williams.
And I had some thoughts on that too. So Luke Getsy, first drive was amazing. The first drive was really good. Like he was scheming guys open. Justin Fields was looking like the guy. Like I was bought in on Fields again, and then everything just started crashing down. The offensive line started playing like shit. Fields was hesitant on throws. Guys weren't getting open. It was just a mess. Like after the first drive, I don't know. I just don't know. Like that's the tough part. Like I guess that's a good thing because Ryan Poles he's done everything correct in my opinion. The way like the contract that we had for like some of the guys when Ryan Pace was there, like Khalil Mack, what Roquan Smith wanted, what we were paying Robert Quinn, like the contracts are
Y'all had a
ridiculous.
lot of expensive vets on that team.
Yeah.
Try to patch it together to make it work, and it just never worked.
Montez Sweat's going to be expensive, but I'm okay with it. He's still
It'll be
young
worth
and
it.
yeah, he's in his prime.
We'll get a lot out of him.
I don't know. It's like it's a constant cycle with Chicago. Like I've been a fan for so long. It's always quarterback doesn't work out. The rookie quarterback we draft ends up being shit. The coach, like the team tanks. You got to rebuild. Like it's just a constant cycle. It's a 4-year rebuild cycle. It's like I don't know. Like should we keep Flus? Should we keep Luke Getsy? Should we just build around the team? And then I think to myself, I don't know. I'm going with my original scenario. Like I've had so much recency bias with Caleb Williams because USC has been so bad. But dude, Caleb Williams is so good.
Yes.
He is. I mean, like I always try to talk myself out of it. Like no, Justin Fields is the guy. Build around him. Just get him a stellar offense. Like no more excuses.
You
But
think
then
it's partially because Caleb almost feels too good to be true? Like he's so good, there's no way he can continue to be that good. It's how it feels to me sometimes when I watch him.
yeah. I mean, that's how I feel sometimes. But then I go back and I watch his like when he comes in for Spencer against Texas,
Yeah.
and he did what
He's
he
just a
did.
game changer.
He's got the juice, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's a player that you want. Like there are guys, Patrick Mahomes, he has the juice. Joe Burrow, you know, like some of these guys, they just have it. They have the it factor. I feel like Caleb Williams has that. It's such a tough draft because Marvin Harrison Jr. is there, Caleb Williams is there.
There's
I don't know.
also
I don't know.
multiple franchise offensive linemen. Yeah, I feel like this is a weaker draft for the pass rushers, though.
Yeah.
I feel like
Well,
the interior defensive line is a lot better, but like when your top guy is like that dude out of UCLA, or Dallas Turner, it's like
a lot of people have like Dallas Turner, Jared Verse, the guy from
yeah, UCLA.
UCLA. Um, I mean, I don't know.
Jared
I don't.
Verse tore Florida a fucking new one, by the way.
Yeah, I know
I don't
he
know if
looked
you saw
good,
that.
but that's not something that we need right now.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it feels backwards because usually in the draft, like, obviously there's quarterbacks everyone wants, but like then it's like your pass rusher, and then it's these other. But now it's like wide receiver is the strength of the class, and then there's like multiple franchise offensive tackles in this class, and
No.
then multiple more with potential. Like Tyler Guyton's not a franchise tackle yet, but he has the potential to do it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I mean, you watch some of the stuff that he does though, and you understand why he's being mocked in the first round. He's got
Like when he came in and filled in for Jacob Sexton in the TCU game, and you're like, okay, that's why. Yeah,
yeah, that's
that's why
basically
he's still not 100% healthy.
yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna let Ryan Poles do his job. I mean, like at this point, I feel like it's all wishful thinking for me.
Yeah,
The Bears are the Bears. It's a crappy organization. This is the hell I go through. You don't have to worry about this.
yeah. I
Or I
thought for a
mean,
minute I
you
may have
haven't.
had to, but
Yeah, I
right
don't
now
know.
it's looking up. Never
But
thought I'd be this excited about being 5-6.
yeah. Well, the Packers are playing well too. So, but I'm okay with the win. I mean, we had the. I think it was a bad loss to the Lions. Like it was the perfect tank game, but then after what happened with the Packers beating the shit out of the Lions the way they did, maybe that's what like the team saw and they're like, hey, like we need to go out there and get a win so we don't look pathetic.
Yeah,
And Josh Dobbs, he had been playing well,
he
but
was, dude.
I mean the pressure of the Bears defense, the
That's
monsters
why
of the
he's
Midway,
that's why he's
they're
not a
back.
franchise quarterback.
Yeah. I like Dobbs though.
I do like him. I do like him a
He's a
lot, but
fun story.
it's a fun story. Very fun story.
Since you brought it up, how was the you went to the game though, you
Yes, I
TCU
did.
game?
It's fun. It was fun. It was a good one to go. Now the defense pissed me the fuck off. Run fits were just awful again. But and we'll kind of get into it when we talk about the coaching changes here in a little bit. Um, I think I don't put all the blame for bad defense on our defense this year or last year, if that makes sense.
Do you think it's coordinator?
I don't even think it's coordinated. I don't think it's Ted Roof. I think it's partially now last
Injuries?
year that's part of it. But I think it's because look at time of possession, okay? I've been thinking about it last couple of weeks. Look at time of possession. You know what two games off the top of my head that I can remember OU outpossessed the other team?
Like probably Tulsa.
In Arkansas State.
Yeah. Well,
Outside of that, every other game, from what I know, the other team outpossessed in time possession OU. That means our defense was on the field way more than our offense. Not that our offense was doing anything bad, they were just scoring so fast. And even when they weren't scoring, they'd run, if they went 3 and out, they'd take 8, 12 seconds off the clock.
yeah.
And so when you're putting your defense in a lot of those positions and just back to back to back and constantly on the field, it doesn't do them any favors, especially for a team that's already beat up and a team that's struggling. We've got a lot of young guys in there, especially in the back end, the second level and the secondary. So I think it's more so the offense screwed the defense more than anything this year. I think if we have a slower paced offense or use tempo more so as a weapon instead of something to major in, I think our defense statistically looks a lot better.
I think it's just a lot of young guys, personally.
That's also part of it.
Like, you know, I'm gonna just go ahead and give out like my defensive MVPs like for this season. Honorable mentions: Kendall Dolby,
Yes.
Deshaun Terry, and Rondell Bothroyd. But the top 3 guys, Desan McCullough, Danny Stutzman, Billy Bowman.
I don't even put Deshaun up there. I'll put Woody Washington up there.
Yeah, he doesn't
Woody
get
Washington. But that's a good thing though.
Well, that's
you
the
like
thing
your
is,
corners like your defensive or your offensive linemen. If you're not talking about it, it means they're doing something well.
yeah, Woody Washington, he's so good, but Desan's like a difference maker on.
Yeah, but and when he played really well. Like you look at the Texas game, like the goal line stand doesn't happen without him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
there's a
So
lot of stuff
Deshaun
that
played
doesn't happen
well.
without him.
Yeah, I don't feel like he played enough. Woody Washington was there, played every damn snap, and
That's
was
true.
consistent for 100% of the snaps he was in on. Only got beat very few times. When he did get beat, he recovered well. I don't know. I don't know that he had any touchdowns scored on him this year. Maybe like 2 or 3, if that. You know what I mean? So
Okay, well
I'd
that's
give it to.
there you go. These are my defensive MVPs.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but mine are Danny, Billy, and Wood. So
Yeah.
and my honorable mention is definitely Rondo Bothroyd.
But that's the thing is like a lot of guys were either hurt or like you had young guys in there.
It would have been Gentry Williams if he was healthy all year.
Yeah, Gentry.
Or if Key Lawrence could have played the same way all season that he played in the first half of the year. I mean, Key Lawrence was like leading the defense in the first half of the year.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know. I didn't even like hear his name a lot like in the back half of the season.
Not the last 2 games, RSJ took like all of his snaps.
So what's going on with him? Was he hurt?
I don't know. He played, not a whole lot. Maybe they just wanted to get Robert Spears-Jennings a lot of snaps, and maybe Key had a minor injury and they just didn't want to worry or risk aggravating anything.
I don't know.
Don't know.
Well,
but
the offense played well.
The offense did play well. They scored 62 points. Obviously, 7 of those came from Billy Bowman, which is amazing. I think Dylan played his best game. His deep ball looked beautiful. I mean, Dylan's deep ball.
Except for the interception.
The interception was bad, but the deep ball to Brendan Thompson, Brendan still had to wait on it, but that was fast as hell. And then his deep ball for the second touchdown of the game to Jaden Gibson.
Yeah, it was nice.
Oh, my God. That may have been the best ball Dylan's ever thrown. At least in an OU uniform, that's probably the best ball he's ever thrown. And also, Jaden Gibson, dude, that was fucking awesome. Dragging those TCU guys across the field, holding the number 1 up, looking into the fans, bro. That was so badass.
Dude, yeah, that was sick.
I'm super excited for what our receiving core is going to look like next year. Even if Jalil doesn't come back, we have Nick Anderson, who's balling. We have Jaden Gibson, who is playing his best football right now. And then we'll have Brendan Thompson, who, if he gets a full healthy offseason, will likely be a big factor in the offense.
I'll be
No one.
surprised if Gibson doesn't get like a starting role next year.
Oh, he's
Because I
starting.
mean, like
He has to.
he's been good.
He has. He's been playing his best ball, and it's been good football too. We'll have Jaquez Petaway, his second year in. We'll have a bunch of the younger guys coming in. I do not ever want to see Gavin Freeman field another punt.
Hey, give the guy a break, okay?
I gave him plenty of breaks.
That's a hard thing to do.
It's a very hard thing to do.
Like I feel like that's like one of the hardest things to do is field a punt.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Like you're
when,
looking for the ball, you get guys coming at you. You don't want to get hit. They're not going to hit you, but it's like the mental psyche.
But when the ball hits the fucking ground, stay away.
Well, it just tells you how bad the other guys are at fielding punts.
Yeah, you got to think. My thought. You got to think Brendan Thompson can field a punt, right? You'd hope.
You got to think he could return one.
Yeah, exactly. As fast as he is, or fuck, even
LV. Our special teams was Oklahoma special teams was really bad this season.
Yeah, we got
field goals, punt coverage, kickoff coverage, everything was bad. Like that's
our punter wasn't bad.
Well,
we brought in what's his fuck, I can't remember his name. Elzinga.
That dude in the dance video.
Yeah.
So he was a bright spot. But like returning punts though, like return yardage, like the coverage was so bad. Guys would just get back there, like they didn't even try to like field. Like they would field it, call fair catch, but they would like. We had one punt return for a touchdown. It was Gavin Freeman against Arkansas State.
Yeah, honestly, as bad as our punt coverage was, I thought we should have just lined up for punt block every single time and let Peyton go block one.
Yeah, I mean he was hurt, unfortunately.
But anybody, man, you put 11 dudes right there on the ball.
Brendan Thompson, he's so fast.
Yeah, exactly. Don't even put anyone back to field the fucking punt. Just line a couple people up in coverage so they don't run any fakes on you.
I think that's a good strategy.
When you don't have anyone that can return, just put a couple people over. Almost play like zone coverage. But keep someone at max 15 yards back.
Yeah.
And so that way, if they try to run a fake, you have defense back there. But they're not.
The only problem is if it takes a bounce and it goes into like bad territory that you don't want to be in to start your offense.
It's better than
you just got to hope to block it and not like miss and then roughing the kicker.
Yeah, that's true. But I think you cut your losses there. Gavin Sawchuk looked good. I'll tell you one thing though. TCU had the best running back on the field.
Amani Bailey?
Yes. By a long shot.
Dude, he's explosive.
He is. We don't have any explosive. Explosive. We don't have any explosiveness in the backfield. Like when he hit the gap, he fucking hit the gap.
Well, kind of helps when our linebackers play like shit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, still, when he was running into someone in the gap and there was someone there, he's still hitting them at full force. Gavin Sawchuk's like holding fucking Dylan's hand and like, I shouldn't say that. Gavin played really well. 4 games over yards, but we just don't have anyone that runs with any ferocity. I can't fucking speak, dude. I'm tired. But
I know of a guy that we have that could do that. It's Ollie Walker.
Yeah. Well, he's been hurt though. That's his problem.
He runs with. I mean, he's got the juice, man.
Yeah.
Like I
think next year we'll have a lot of young guys, but if Gavin gets a full healthy offseason, I would assume Javonte Barnes transfers. Just as bad as things got, I would assume he transfers.
Maybe he stays. Maybe he just says, "Hey, maybe I can,"
I wouldn't mind it if he could stay and if he could really develop. I wouldn't mind it.
Well, the offensive line's going to get better. They're going to open up more gaps for him.
Yeah,
like, that was a big problem. Like at the beginning of the season when Caden Green wasn't out there.
Yeah. Well, and so continuing on that, we'll have Dalen Smothers under his second year. We'll have Caleb Hicks. We'll have Xavier Robinson out of Carl Albert as a true freshman. We have Taylor Tatum coming in.
We had another transfer back.
Mm-hmm.
Forget his name.
I do too. Emeka. Fuck.
Emeka.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's almost like a Mecca Mbuka, like the dude out of Ohio State. It's a very similar name, but Megway, is it a Mecca?
Who cares?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, I
23.
care,
Where's number 23? We do care.
but
I think now we said this after this past season or after last season. We thought our run game was going to be really good, but I do like your point that you bring up. Offensive line's going to have another year to gel. Caden Green's a monster. We should have better guys there, and hopefully with the other guys we're bringing in, I hope we could be able to run the ball a lot better.
yeah, the only issue is that now, Jeff Lebby being gone, it's a whole new offensive coordinator.
It is, but he's going to carry a lot of the same verbiage. Now, Seth Littrell is supposed to be our play caller. Him and Joe John, by the way. Devon Mitchell, super stoked about Joe John getting the coach. You see him on Twitter, all over it. So Devon Mitchell looks like he's staying a Sooner, which is fucking amazing. We did lose that one commitment. At least he decommitted. It's not 100% that he's gone, but he at least decommitted wide receiver. I can't remember where he's from. But anyways, real close with Seth Littrell. So that one was weird. Or not Seth Littrell, Emma Jones. But sorry, I'm getting way off topic. What was the topic? What were we talking about?
I think we were talking about new OCs.
Yes, new system. Seth Littrell is supposed to be our play caller. He runs an air raid system. Now, just because it's air raid doesn't mean you're throwing the ball 100 times. A lot of it, technically, Lincoln Riley's an air raid, and he's a run-first guy. Right? And so the air raid just means it's a downfield passing attack. Is the majority of what it means. So now I have to go back and I got to watch some North Texas, which he only called plays 1 or 2 seasons in North Texas, if at all. More of his Seth Littrell, more of his play calling was Arizona. It was UNC. I can't remember where else he was. But more of his play calling was like that area. So I need to go back and watch some of those games. From what I've heard, he likes to slow it down a little bit. He does like tempo, but he doesn't like to major in it. He'll want to slow it down, which hopefully should help our offense, our defense, kind of what I was talking about earlier. I don't know.
Regardless, we're heading into the SEC. It's like there's a lot that goes into offensive coordinator in college football in the new era. It's Oklahoma football. We'll be fine.
Exactly.
There's nothing to fret about.
No, I'm not worried about it. There was a lot of people that hated the Seth Littrell hire. They wanted something flashy. It's like you don't want to bring in anything too majorly different. Like the dude, Marion. What was his name? UNLV.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't remember his name. Or some people kept saying Cliff Kingsbury. No, dude, stop it.
Yeah, I feel like that's too hot of a hire.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know.
He's likely going to Houston, by the way. I don't know if you saw that.
And plus, that's the thing is like Cliff Kingsbury has been a head coach before. He's looking for another head coaching position.
Exactly.
You'd probably
or he's
have
looking
him
for a 1-year rental. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it doesn't matter. We'll be fine. Like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
First year in the SEC, I'm not expecting too much. At least 8 or 9 wins, just because 100%. It's a new conference. Maybe the teams are better. Maybe they're not as good. Doesn't matter. Totally different. Like, scenery,
it's a different
atmosphere.
Beast.
Yeah,
it's a different beast. Now I do like this. Joe John Finley being the co-offensive coordinator. I was thinking it would maybe be Emmett Jones, but I do like Joe John for the simple fact that look, Joe John and Jeff Lebby are best friends. Joe John has coached with him. That's the next step in Joe John's progression. So if Seth Littrell's looking for another head coaching job, you let him call plays for 2-3 years, really establish something while Joe John learns that aspect of the game more so. And I think at that point, if things go well, Seth Littrell moves on, gets a head coaching job. Because if you're holding on to your coordinators for more than 3 or 4 years, something's likely going wrong. That should be...
Or they don't want to leave.
But in a perfect world, you're pumping those guys as head coaches, right? And that's what OU's done. Every offensive coordinator at Oklahoma has become a head coach since the Stoops era, even when they've been fired, like Heupel. But in a perfect world for me, Joe John gets to learn the offensive coordinator position as a co-OC with Littrell, gets to work on and develop his scheme and take bits and pieces and really spend a couple years perfecting his scheme while Seth Littrell runs the offense. And then Seth Littrell moves on, Joe John takes his place, and it's like a
Yeah.
revolving door.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
perfect world for me. That's the perfect scenario for me. But
my perfect scenario is that Brent comes to his senses and then he lets Bill Beatonball be the offensive coordinator. But
I don't know that Beanbo needs to be the OC. I don't know that Beanbo wants to be the OC.
that's true. And you're right. He probably doesn't want to be the OC, but I don't know. He's been there for so long. I feel like he's smart.
Beanbo's great, man. I'd love to see Coach B do it if he had a great system to run. I feel like it'd be a lot of offense. It'd be a lot of run. It'd be a lot of physical.
Good.
Run it down your fucking throat.
Good. That's what Oklahoma is.
Fair enough.
That's been their identity forever. They don't change it.
I agree. But outside of Oklahoma, there's been a lot of head coaching stuff that's already happened. Obviously, we had Jeff Lebby go to Mississippi State. Obviously, there's a connection with Zach Selman there, grandson of one of the Selman brothers. I can't remember which one, maybe Cassius. Don't know. But obviously, he's got that connection there. Jeff Lebby, from what I've read and from what I've seen, was a big part of OU's NIL and why it got rolling the way it has.
Yeah, no, I like Jeff Lebby a lot.
That's gonna.
I'm happy for him.
I'm very happy for him. That's going to be tough to replace. A lot of people were really upset with Jeff after the whole Art Briles situation. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I really don't care either, honestly.
But I'm happy to see him get a head coaching job. I figured this is what it was going to be. I figured when he came to OU with Brent, it was going to be a 2 to 3 year rental, and then he was going to get his job. I'm glad his first head coaching shot is in the SEC. I think it's great for him. I think a university like Mississippi State, where there's not like national championship expectations, is a good place for him to really cut his teeth as a head coach and kind of feel things out. But
it's really hard to pass up like an SEC job too. Like if you're an offensive coordinator and you're going to be a head coach and Mississippi State calls and says, "Hey, like, do you want to?"
Even if Vanderbilt calls, that's an SEC school.
Yeah.
Maybe you wait till someone else calls if Vanderbilt calls. But
what if it had been Texas A&M?
Imagine. No, they had their own shit going on. Yeah, fucking the whole Mark Stoops to Texas A&M thing that the fans killed. Oh my god.
Yeah, so to touch on that, basically there was a leak that came out that they were going to hire Mark Stoops as their coach. There was nothing there was no like official statement that he was going to be hired.
Yeah, there's nothing official, but apparently he was. Sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
He was talking to people at Kentucky and like setting him up to leave.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, you can go ahead. You can continue.
Well, no, you're right. So, like, there was no official statement that he was leaving. The A&M fan base revolted, and they said that they were going to cut off their boosters, fans, everything. Like, they were going to cut all of the money that they were pumping into the program if they hired Mark Stoops. And then the next day, or like a few hours later, they, I guess, backed out, or it was apparently like not a true. There was no official statement, and so they came out and said, "No, we have another head coach in mind." And then they hired Mike Elko,
Mike Elko, man.
Yeah, we had coached there previously.
Yeah, as their DC.
Yeah, and so then he was at Duke, and now he's back at A&M. I thought that was a great hire if they would have taken Mark Stoops.
I think it would have been great to take Mark Stoops.
Yeah,
I think what he's done at Kentucky, with half of the money that they get to the football program that Texas A&M would have got. Imagine him with double the resources. I think he could do so much at Texas A&M.
Yeah. Well, and then you bring up, Jimbo Fisher, but Jimbo Fisher was at Florida State. Like that's a football factory too. Exactly. He had one really, really awesome season. It just all went downhill from there.
Mm-hmm.
But Mark Stoops, like Kentucky football was nothing before he got there, and he was consistently like 8 wins, 9 wins, 7 wins, 10 wins. Like he had 2 10-win seasons at Kentucky. He's produced NFL guys.
He's a program guy.
Yeah.
If you want someone to come in and build your program, hey, Mark Stoops is low key the guy.
Yeah. No, he's a fantastic coach. So,
and this isn't even Stoops bias for me.
Why would you be upset about Mark Stoops being the head coach, but then be okay with?
Dude. Like,
Mike
and
Elko.
again, this is not just because he's a Stoops brother. He's never coached at OU. I could give less of a fuck about Mark Stoops. I just think he's a fantastic fucking coach.
Yeah, no, he's a great coach. He just pumped out NFL dudes. He's in game. I mean, you saw the win against Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big win.
Yeah.
But he basically came out with a statement after that, like the tweet that he shared or the statement saying like, I was contacted for the A&M job, but I decided I'm going to stay in Kentucky because we just had a huge win against Louisville. I love the fans, I love the program. I'm going to stay here. We know what happened.
Yeah. We know what happened.
A&M revolted, and now they got Mike Elko. So
imagine him walking back into that locker room and be like, "What's up, guys?"
yeah, so that win, right? That was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, beat Louisville. Jeff Brom. We did it, dude. We did it. You ready to go play in a bowl game?
Yeah, I know. Players are like, "What the fuck is going on?"
But no,
I mean, if you're Kentucky, you can't be mad though. If I'm like a Kentucky player, I'm like, well, okay, like I get it.
It's like we are Kentucky. Like, yeah, that's Texas A&M. Like, we get it. He's still here. Like, it's not like he left.
What's really the difference in the program in the last like 4 years though? Like
Texas
between
A&M's one less than Kentucky.
Yeah.
At this point, Kentucky's one more.
Yeah, maybe not one more, but I mean they're basically like
Comparable.
They're both like average teams.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But no. You got anything else to say on that one? I mean, there's a ton of other moves going on.
Yeah, no, we have so Jeff Lebby to Mississippi State. That's a great hire in my opinion. I think Jeff
100%.
Lebby's a good recruiter,
Great.
And that's a guy that you want to bring into the SEC when offense is like a few years ago SEC was running 90s football.
Yeah, offense is king.
Yeah, now
offense
it is.
King now. Yeah,
but
I keep wanting to say Jonathan Smith. Yeah, he's not one of the property brothers. My bad. All right. But Jonathan Smith apparently informs his staff and players at Oregon State University the night before Thanksgiving night, the night before the Civil War against Oregon. He let them know that he was taking the Michigan State job.
And he did it through a Zoom call. Yeah. Pull the old, hey guys, I'm taking another job, but good luck in the game.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. What an awful way to lead them out there. Like, that's so difficult, dude.
I mean, you kind of, if you're Oregon State, hey, you're stuck in a conference that's basically dissipating. It's Oregon State. I mean, Michigan State.
Did you see the picture that they posted, the Oregon Beaver did, or the Oregon Duck did, with the duck and the beaver with their arms around each other?
Yeah.
So sad.
Wait, so is that rivalry is that?
Yeah, that rivalry's dead too.
Really?
It's like Bedlam. They're killing it for now. The Apple Cup's the only one that's really survived.
Are they going to kill that one too?
No, they're continuing. The Apple Cup is going through 2028 at least.
But it's still going to be like.
It's going to be out of conference, but yeah.
But it's going to end eventually.
I don't know. I mean, they're doing it at least through 2028 with the intent to keep it going forward. Okay. Is their intent, but that's just what they have the contract through right now.
That's so weird. Is this? I mean, I guess it's like with the conference realignments, it's kind of like inevitable that all this.
I still feel like you can play that. Like, I still think what they should do is, instead of playing 9 conference games, they should play 8 conference games.
Well, look at Clemson and South Carolina.
Exactly.
They still play.
Exactly. Look at fucking, what's another one? Louisville and Kentucky. They've never been in the same conference. They play every year.
I don't know.
North Carolina and South Carolina.
Yeah.
Florida and Florida State.
Yeah, I know they still play. What's the Iowa State?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like, you shouldn't discontinue rivalries like that because that's like history.
Exactly.
Like that game's been going on for a long time.
Like I said though, instead of doing 9 conference games, do 8 conference games and keep one Power 5 rivalry. Works out perfectly. We've already haven't been playing Bedlam the last game of the season. Fucking play Bedlam in September. I'll be fine. Okay? Play the Civil War in September. They'll be fine.
Well, no, I mean you can even do it at the last game of the season. Like
Well,
you
I
can
mean,
do,
yeah, the SEC has those cupcake games the week before the end of
yeah,
the regular season. You could do it then.
yeah. Just put your like biggest rival, make it like the last game of the season. Pump it up.
Keep
Again,
rivalry
like home
week.
and home.
Yeah, do it home and home. I completely agree. Even if it's out of conference,
You know, I don't know. Is college
sucks.
football, is it coming to an end? No, it's not.
Ain't going anywhere. It's too much money.
Yeah. I think that's a kind of
Way
like a
too much.
big reason that all this is happening too, is like the money aspect, like the
Oh,
conference
100%.
realignment, the TV, like Big Ten, like
Get the
with Fox.
CBS.
Yeah.
Did you see the CBS's farewell to
Which
the
is
SEC?
which is weird. Like, I don't know. I don't think there should, in
It's gonna be
my
weird to hear
opinion.
the CBS thing, and then it's gonna be like Indiana and Michigan
Yeah.
State, and you're like,
Well, I don't think one like TV
hmm.
network should have rights to like a certain conference. I think they should just say, hey, this year,
I do
like,
like the NFL model for that.
yeah,
Rotated. I do
yeah,
like the NFL model for that.
yeah.
And every few years, one network gets in the Super Bowl.
Well, even then, like, we'll just be like, hey, this year, like for Auburn, Alabama, we're gonna have Fox, or this year we're gonna have CBS, or then we'll have
NBC
ESPN.
or ESPN or
Yeah,
whoever. Yeah.
yeah. Give
I
all the
think they
guys.
should honestly, what would be best is you take the Power Five and you just rotate conferences. Like the NBC one year gets the ACC, Fox gets the Big Ten, ESPN gets the Big 12. I guess it's Power Four now, and CBS gets SEC, and then you just rotate it on a
And
cyclical
ESPN can
basis.
just get whatever game they want.
ESPN can kick rocks, or
You don't like
fucking.
you don't like Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit?
I mean, I love Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit, and I love Dusty Dvorak. Actually, who can kick rocks is I forget that dude's name.
Sam Brando,
Yes.
Spencer Tillman.
Now I love Spencer Tillman.
Dude, I don't like Spencer Tillman.
You
I
don't
know
like
he's a
Spencer Tillman?
former OU player, but
That's why I love him. I don't
as
know.
a as a as a
Analyst.
broadcast, like a color analyst, no. He sucks. Him and Tim Brando both suck.
Tim Brando.
Well, Tim Brando's he's an
So
idiot.
fucking yeah. I feel like you could convince Tim Brando an Xbox 360 is a cake, and he'd be like, okay.
Yeah. He was getting like I was having to watch it like on
Dude,
TV and
the fucking I was lucky enough to be at the game, didn't have to watch it. The DJ Graham comment that I kept seeing,
yeah. Well, I mean, who
so
knows?
bad.
DJ Graham could have been the best receiver. We don't know. He's transferring now.
Yeah, that one kind of hurts. I was really excited for him to play receiver.
Yeah.
That one kind of hurts. I'll have his T-shirt forever. That pick was so insane, dude.
What other coaching? Oh, Bobby Petrino. He's going back to
Yeah,
Arkansas. A fantastic story, by the way. So
yeah.
he leaves the Atlanta Falcons, and this is back in like 2008 or 2007. He goes to Arkansas to be the head coach. He actually does well with Arkansas. Like in 2011, he got them to like the fifth best team in the nation. They win the Cotton Bowl versus Kansas State, and then he
That was the
gets it.
Darren McFadden team, right?
I think it was the Darren McFadden team. When was Darren McFadden drafted? 2012.
Oh no, it was earlier than that. It was like because he was on the cover of NCAA 09.
It was 2008 through 2011. And 2011 is when they went 11-2. But
Oh, maybe it wasn't. Yeah,
it could
he
have
was
been before.
drafted in 08.
Yeah. So then he coaches a game, does a press conference. He looks beat up. The famous picture of him in the neck brace. He got into a motorcycle accident, and there was disclosed information at first that came out that he was banging basically one of the volleyball players, promised them a job when she graduated, and then that debacle happens. So legendary stuff. There's college football always delivers. Like
I love
that
Bobby
was the very
Petrino
first
so much, man.
that was the very first photo that I saved when I got my new iPhone. Was the Bobby
Yeah.
Petrino neck brace picture. That one, Texas Pole Assassin. That's a great story. Hugh Freeze coaching in the hospital bed with Liberty.
Yes.
That was a good one. Yeah, college football, it's the best. But yeah, there's lot of coaching hires, a lot of coaching changes. I don't think we're done yet. You think
No, not at all. We're not even close to being done.
Houston needs a coach? They fired Dana Holgerson.
They did. And David Rando fired Jeff Grimes too.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good OC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Also, Sean Lewis, the whole thing that happened with him at Colorado.
Yeah, I know. Like I like Dion, but that was kind of like that's one.
That made no sense, bro. Their offense was rolling.
Yeah, I don't know.
He might go get a head coaching job. Apparently, Matt Wells at Oklahoma, one of our offensive analysts, he might be up for the San Diego State job. Houston fired Cliff Kingsbury.
Not Cliff.
Might
Dana
Holgerson. It might be Cliff Kingsbury. That's kind of the rumors I've been seeing. It's this.
I heard Alex Grinch is looking for a job.
He might be looking for a while. He might be looking for a job for a while. Yeah, I mean there's a bunch of shit going on right now. And apparently Oregon State has promoted their defensive coordinator maybe.
I haven't seen anything else.
Northwestern promoted, their interim coach, they gave him the full-time job after taking their 1-11 team and making a bowl. Did they make a bowl game? They go 6-5, 6-6, something like that, 7-5, something like that. So Northwestern has their head coach. There's just going to be more changes. I mean, it's going to get insane. The portal opens in 6 days?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys already entering the portal.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wonder how much OU loses. You know what's crazy is with this whole Jeff Lebby thing going on. I don't know that OU loses anybody outside of maybe that one receiver.
Probably not. I mean, I don't see Jeff Lebby kind of being the guy that's like, hey, like come over here with me. Like I'm sure he wants to start fresh. Like he wants to build.
Well, yeah, but not even for that. Like a lot of times you see major coaching changes like that, the players will back off. But what's crazy is like because we still have DeMarco Murray, we still have Bill Bedenbaugh, we still have Seth Littrell, who's a great recruiter. We still have Joe John Finley. Like, we still have Brent Venables. We still have Emmett Jones. Like, we've retained, like, everybody. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, we still have those recruiters. And they can out-recruit. I mean, OU might have one of the, like, top 3 recruiting staffs in the country. It's insane how well they recruit. Utterly insane. Yep. And Jeff Lebby's a big part of that. But
Sherrone Moore might be looking for a head coaching job. So
I think Sherrone Moore deserves a head coaching job. And I think if Michigan's smart, if Jim Harbaugh wants to stay, you keep Jim Harbaugh, no matter what.
He's looking for the NFL, and apparently
he's the NFL. Sherrone Moore.
He's interested in the Bears, is what I'm hearing.
Is that what you're hearing? Is that what you want?
That's what I'm hearing. I didn't make this. I don't make the rules or the reports. Yeah. I'm just saying he might be interested in the Bears, and if they decide to draft Caleb Williams, I don't know why you wouldn't want to be the head coach of a team that's rebuilding, getting better, and just drafted an insanely talented quarterback.
That's fair.
I'm just saying, but yeah, Michigan and Ohio State. That was a good game.
Michigan Ohio State was a great game. JJ McCarthy, but good dude.
Yeah, he threw some passes that were like
that ball to Roman Wilson.
Yeah,
that touchdown. Was that a pick? I thought that was a touchdown. It was called a touchdown.
It was called a touchdown. So
I thought it was a touchdown. So
yeah, he was incredible. I thought both teams were. That was the difference in this game was quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle McCord, one of the picks, was bad. Like the one at the end, but he was getting blitzed.
He got smacked.
That's the thing. I watched Marvin Harrison Jr. and oh my God, he looked so good that game. Did. I don't know who I want, Caleb Williams or Marvin Harrison. I'll let Poles do his job. Well, we're not going to be able to get both unless we trade up for 2.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of getting smacked, did you see Tate Rudemacher or whatever his name is at Florida State?
So
when he slid and just took, bam, right.
They put him back in the game.
I know.
Yeah, that looked bad. Like
I thought he
hit
died.
Hard. Yeah.
I think I texted you and I was like, he died.
Yeah.
I definitely texted you when DTR got fucking smacked too.
Yeah.
Torian died.
Now, yeah, Florida State's undefeated. They're probably, if they win
Oh, if
the
they win,
championship,
they're in the
yeah.
playoff.
So now with Michigan's big win against Ohio State, which now Ohio fans are revolting on Ryan Day.
They did the same shit last year. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. He's one of the greatest coaches in the country.
Yeah. I mean, I would put him up there, like top 5. He runs a good it's Ohio State.
Dude, he's lost like 4
They've,
games
yeah.
in his entire career. One of them was a playoff game, and then to Georgia, or he's lost 4 or 5. But 2
And
of them
Marvin
have won
Harrison got
playoff
hurt,
games, and
which
Marvin Harrison got
completely
hurt.
changed the dynamic of that game.
He got fucking hit. Yeah, he got buried in that fucking. Which, by the way, the most inadvertent perfect pass I've ever seen in my entire life. When CJ Stroud just fucking threw
Yeah,
that
I
bitch
know.
up there.
That got him drafted. It was that game. Like, he was so incredible that game that, like, Houston took a chance. Said,
And
fuck it, we need a quarterback. And it's paid off. So,
Tank
but
Dell's beast, too.
but now Ohio State, don't they have they have a 5-star, like, Fred, like, they have a guy that they just recruited. Supposed to be there next year. So
They
now,
got. Well, yeah, they're going to recruit their ass off anyway. So.
but Georgia, Michigan, Washington, and Florida are the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens, but that's like those are, if the playoffs were today, those are the guys that are in.
Then it's
And
Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Alabama. I forget who else, and then Penn State. Maybe Missouri, Ole Miss, Missouri, Ole Miss, one of the two. Let's see.
I'll have to relook at that. I know the top 4 for sure, and Georgia smacks all of them.
The only team I can see Georgia maybe fighting with is
Michigan.
Yeah. About it.
I don't know. Like, I think Michigan's like, they just have explosive players everywhere on defense and offense. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I think.
Okay. So it is. Well, you got fucking snubbed on this. It's Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State, Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Alabama, Missouri, Penn State, and then Ole Miss, Oklahoma, LSU, Arizona, and Louisville is your top 15.
So if the 12-team playoff were today, OU would be in.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. All right.
Now, OU kind of did get snubbed because we have a better strength of schedule. We have a better wins than both Missouri. Well, maybe not strength of schedule against Missouri, but overall strength of schedule against Penn State and Ole Miss.
Yeah,
we have
but
better wins than both of them.
You know, you shouldn't lose those games.
You shouldn't lose those games. You definitely shouldn't. But I wanted a fucking New Year's Six game against Penn State. That'd be fun. Be fun.
Your 2 teams, your 2 college teams.
That would, yeah. No, I would definitely obviously root for OU.
You'd be the guy, the meme of like clicking the button, like cheer for OU or cheer for Penn State.
I'd have the OU jersey and like a Penn State hat on.
Yeah. You'd be wrecked after the game. You'd have the Bobby Petrino neck brace.
I'd be taking a shower with a little kid. Oh, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Let's move on.
Yeah. It does look like OU's going to get the Elbow Bowl against Arizona, though.
Okay.
Which, in the bad
bowl game.
Not a bad bowl
Arizona's playing really good.
Yeah, Jed Fish is, the boy is fucking rolling.
Yeah. He might be coach of the year in college football.
Should be coach of the year.
Yeah. Like what he's done with Arizona after their rough start. Like, I don't know.
Him or Eli Drinkwitz?
I don't know if Washington beats Arizona in a rematch. And I think Washington should deservingly be the
USC definitely doesn't beat Arizona in a rematch.
USC doesn't beat half the teams that they played in a rematch.
Well, they didn't beat half the teams.
Shit, yeah, they've got a lot to work on. So, but we'll see how that goes next season.
We will.
But I don't have anything else on college football.
No, outside of sad that it's almost over again.
Yeah. Well, we got the championship games, and then we've also got
Navy.
Yeah, Army Navy and the bowl games. So we'll cover those. And then we've got mock drafts. Or just like guys that we think will be dudes in the NFL.
Can't wait.
Well, I guess we can kick it off to the Thanksgiving games, NFL.
Yeah.
Well, since you're taking so long, Packers versus Lions. Packers win 29-22. Shouldn't take so long. I just stole your thunder. That's what you get.
You're a fucking asshole.
Here's how it would have gone if you would have done it. The Green Bay Packers rolled into Ford Field on this fine Thanksgiving.
It's not at all how it's going to
and
go.
smoked the Detroit Lions, which is basically what happened.
Now, they did win by 7, but I think if this was a shootout, I think Green Bay could have scored 40 if they wanted to, as well as they were playing.
The Lions had like a garbage time touchdown, so it was a lot. It wasn't as close as the scoreboard.
The score lets on. Yeah, no. Jordan continues to look fantastic. The rookies are playing great. The receivers and them are starting to build chemistry. Sean Ryan is our new offensive guard. Our new right guard should be Sean Ryan. Defense looks great. Rashawn Gary's fully back. Kenny Clark is still a top 5 nose tackle in the league. Our secondary looks good and is only going to get better when Jair is healthy and Eric Stokes is healthy. Linebacking core doesn't look bad. We're just a safety. We're a Billy Bowman away from our defense truly being elite and a little bit more time to gel on offense and maybe Blake Corum or Donovan Edwards or fucking Green Bay likes their late round running backs. Maybe we take Ray Davis in the 4th and we're good.
What about Taj Brooks? Is he eligible?
I don't know. But Taj Brooks is going to be a beast.
Yeah.
Maybe they take Toby Walker. I heard that guy's pretty good.
Better than Taj Brooks?
No.
Yeah, I watched that game against he was making nothing, like something out of nothing against
He was making something out of dog shit, dude.
Yeah. It was like grandma's stew with dog shit.
Yeah. It was insane.
Like some of the runs he was pulling off, dude, that guy is incredible. He may be like the best back that nobody talks about in college football.
Oh, 100%.
Like he
is
good.
So underrated. Yeah. Also, Samba or whatever the fuck his name is out of Iowa State. Kid's a dude.
Yeah, he's not going to be talked about as much though because TJ Tampa is like mocked in the first round.
Tampa's amazing. Jalen Noel, I think, can be a sleeper in the NFL as well.
Yeah,
Jalen Noel's he's a burner, dude. There's not a whole lot for me to say on that. It's just, hey, Matt LaFleur's dialing up some really good play calls. Jordan Love's playing within the offense. Matt's making it really easy on him. He's showing him his progressions and his reads throughout the play to kind of help him pull him along, and it's helping a lot.
This game kind of scares me because Green Bay's looking good. They looked so like Jordan Love. He was throwing the ball like really well. He looked comfortable in the pocket. Christian Watson, like he's like coming on. Like this is what it is with Christian Watson. Like he gets better throughout the season.
He's like a fucking grinder bulldog of a running back that just gets better and better as the game goes on. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, it had me stressing like the whole time I was watching the game. Like I was just stressing out just watching the Packers just have their way with the Lions. Like Rashawn Gary is so good, and like he was good at Michigan, but he wasn't like the elite. Like he was one of the highest regarded like high school talents ever. Like if you go back and you look at like 247 Rivals, like all that, like ESPN, if you look at like the top recruits all time, like he's in the top 5. Yeah. And he didn't play like that in Michigan.
No, he didn't.
He played like that against the Lions. He looked so good. Jordan Love looks so good. I can't do it. I can't have like the team started off so dog shit. Like it looked like the Packers were tanking. And now that's just what functional organizations do. Like you can have
Rashawn Gary should be up for comeback player of the year, by the way.
No.
DeMar Hamlin?
It'll probably be DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, it's gonna be him, and he's played 15 snaps all season.
I'd still say, I mean, even though the team's not good, I'd say Baker, just because Baker's playing well. And that's not even like the OU bias in me. That's just like his stats.
Yeah.
Like, if his team wasn't so like dog shit, then
Baker has looked really good. Yeah. Baker's looked really good.
But the team as a whole played good. Christian Watson, I mean, first pass, like that's gotta give you like flashbacks.
Crazy? Like that's a touchdown if he doesn't put so much air under it.
Yeah. That's going to give you flashbacks for the very first pass that was ever thrown to him.
Yeah.
That should have been a touchdown.
Oh my God.
I was like, hey, he made up for it.
He did. He did make up for it. He's going to get in those 50-50 balls finally, man.
Yeah.
Finally.
Reed looks good. Dobbs had some drops, but he can do that. He's been good all season.
Jaden had a drop or two as well. Tucker Kraft looked good. Excited to see him play that well without Luke Musgrave. I think my favorite part of this, outside of Green Bay just really destroying Sean Ryan.
The guard.
Oh my God. Bro, talk about sitting your ass down on a bull rush. Like his first play in was a play action play. I think it was a play action pass. I don't remember who ended up catching it. But Sean Ryan ran straight through his fucking face. Or Aiden Hutchinson ran straight through his fucking face, and he just sits down on him.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, the Lions defense has been kind of like
hit or miss.
Yeah, they've been kind of suspect the past few weeks.
Yeah.
You thought the defense was getting better because that was a problem last season. Like that's what the Lions are, I guess.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna have to win. Like Jared Goff is gonna have to play perfect.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He's had
such a fumble problem in his career.
Well, the past 2 weeks, like he protected the ball. He was so good about not turning the ball over, like the first 6 games, and now just progressively like against the Bears and against the Packers, like 2 divisional opponents. I don't know like how he's going to be next week, but he's going to have to he's had the yips.
Yeah.
He's had the yips. And the Lions, they didn't look too good. The Lions are like 0-12 and things. Hey, did you see that
yes
thing that I sent you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Jay Kuda, shout out. He's funny. I follow his Twitter account.
Yeah, he's funny.
But yeah, their record in Thanksgiving's not good. And this is supposed to be the year where it was like, yeah, this is like we're top of the division. We're gonna win Thanksgiving. It's gonna be great. Packers ruin everything.
Hey, Packers got a shot to win the division too. If Lions keep stumbling the way they're playing, I don't think it happens.
I'm gonna talk myself out of it.
Realistically, can
I don't think the Packers
still get a
make
first
playoffs.
round. You don't think they make playoffs?
I'm just gonna talk myself out of it. But then the Seahawks are playing like shit, and they got a gauntlet coming up.
The Vikings are playing like shit.
Yeah.
The Packers have a fairly workable schedule.
I know.
You could argue their toughest 2 games is the Chiefs and the Buccaneers.
No, they should beat the Bucs. The Bucs are just not a good team.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's their toughest 2 games. They have the Chiefs, the Giants, the Bucs, the Vikings, and the Bears.
You have the Chiefs next week.
At home on Sunday night.
You got Tommy DeVito and the Giants.
Fair enough. Tommy DeVito could get to work, man.
Well, if Chicago's defense keeps playing the way that it's playing, that's going to be a tough match. I mean,
it will be. And Chicago loves to play spoiler to Green Bay too.
You should still win that game. I don't see us trying to win any more games. Like I think
we should.
You want to sit in that 5 to 6 range in the draft since you got 2 first-round picks.
Yeah,
you can either trade one and you try to get more picks in the second round and third round. Because historically, Chicago's not been good drafting in the first round.
That's fair. No, dude, he's like Mitchell Trubisky.
And Kevin White and
I forgot about Kevin White.
Well, Kyle Fuller was a good one.
Kyle Fuller was a good one.
Kyle Fuller was a good one. That's about it. I mean, I don't know, but maybe we can get Dylan Gabriel in the draft.
Yeah, just Caleb and Dylan, or not even Caleb. Just
if you
go get Dylan.
Yeah, get Dylan if he decides to enter the draft. I mean, he technically has a COVID year, which is weird, how all that works. But because he was recruited in 2018, he has a COVID year. If he enters the draft, go get him.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. Maybe that's on my wish list. I want Jackson Arnold to work out, but if for some 0.1% chance that he doesn't work out, Oklahoma historically, the past I don't know, 10 years, not 10 years, since Baker, their transfer QBs have just been so fantastic. Good. Yeah. So we'll get a transfer guy if for some reason Jackson doesn't work out, which Jackson will.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But the next game after that, the Cowboys and the Commanders, whomping. That was an absolute ass kicking of a game. Deron Bland did get his 5th pick six. I don't know what the Commanders. Maybe they're tanking at this point.
I would have to think so.
Yeah,
That's the
but
only thing that makes sense.
Cowboys, like the two hardest teams that they've played, they've lost to. The 49ers one was really bad, but they played the Eagles pretty well.
Yeah.
They're playing well. I mean, they're like in a spot like they're gonna probably be the 3rd or 4th seed. Like I can't imagine them not being in the playoffs. Dak's playing really good.
Yes.
CeeDee Lamb's playing good. There was like everybody's playing well. Like Tony
Well, they'll
Pollard
be
had
a
a good game.
playoff team.
Yeah.
100%. They won't win the division, so they'll be a 5 or 6, a 5 seed more than likely. But
Yeah. And we had Dolly Parton for the halftime.
we
She still
did.
got
We
it.
did. She does still got it.
Yeah. Tony Romo, he was getting horny. I don't know if were you watching the game?
Yes.
He was horny for Dolly Parton. I think everybody is horny for Dolly Parton.
I know definitely Zach Wilson is.
Yeah. Yeah, Zach Wilson, he's a classy guy.
He
He'd
is.
suck those tits dry.
They already are.
No,
They're already dry.
I don't think
Powdered
so.
milk.
It's not there yet. Oh yeah. So from the Lions Packers game, they didn't have a turkey for the Packers.
They didn't. It was bullshit.
What happened?
I don't know. I say we revolt.
Yeah. I figured you being a Packers fan, you'd know. Maybe there was like a report about it.
Maybe they just thought,
Maybe they thought the Lions were going to win.
and they just didn't even want to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They were salty. But yeah, the Cowboys, they have a pretty favorable schedule, I would think. No, they got the Seahawks. The Seahawks are bad now.
Yeah.
So they'll beat the Seahawks. They got the Eagles again at home. We'll see how that game goes. And then they go to Buffalo. Well, no, I mean their schedule's like it's pretty tough, but Dallas is a good team.
Yeah.
Like the Eagles, the Bills, and the Dolphins and the Lions. That's 4 like good teams back to back, and then they got the Commanders. So like they should finish the season with at least 11 to 12 wins. They'll get into the playoffs. You got to beat the 49ers though. Like
Yeah.
that's killing Cowboys fans. Like losing to the
Killing
49ers
Packers
constantly.
fans too. Trust me.
Yeah. That's just 49ers are just such a good team. So speaking of the 49ers, dude, all these games were kind of blowouts.
Yeah, especially Thursday and Friday were definitely blowouts. And then Sunday actually had a lot of really good games. At least in the morning window. The afternoon was kind of.
Yeah. At no point did I think like after the Seahawks got their pick six, like I think it was Bobby Wagner who got the pick six. At no point did I think that the Seahawks could get themselves back into the game.
No, I never had faith in them.
No, and it was in Seattle too.
Yeah.
Smith and Jigba had that really awesome one-hand catch. Throw the ball to him more. He's so talented.
Please, he's on my fantasy team. Please throw the ball to him more.
You've got such a good receiving core, but Gino was hurt. He looked like he was hurt.
Still his elbow, right? His elbow on his throwing arm.
Yeah. So I got to get that healthy. But 49ers, they had their way with the Seahawks. Yeah. So Christian McCaffrey looked good.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, he looked okay. But I mean, they're so good and so talented. Like you don't have to play perfect.
Brock Purdy can be league average at best, and they'll still probably win 10 games and go to the playoffs.
As long as your main guys are healthy.
Yeah.
Like as long as Trent Williams is healthy, Christian McCaffrey's healthy.
You see Emmanuel Ocho had Trent Williams on his MVP list?
Why don't offensive linemen, why don't they get MVP votes?
I don't know, man.
I hate Emmanuel Ocho, but I agree with him on that.
Yeah, I do hate Emmanuel Ocho. He is awful.
Yeah. The next game, the Dolphins and the Jets. Tua didn't look that great, but they still put a whomping on the Jets. Their defense is playing a lot better.
Yeah. Now they did lose Jalen Phillips towards Achilles.
Yeah, he tore his Achilles, but that's going to be something that they're going to have to figure out.
Yeah.
Are they going to continually are they going to see the same success they've seen the past 2 weeks? But the Jets had such a Jets moment, like end of the second half. Tim Boyle, he throws a pick. I mean, he just lobs up in the air, and It's intercepted, and Al Michaels, he couldn't believe it. Even he was like, "Oh my God, he's gonna return this for a pick six." Tim Boyle gets his ankles broken. Like, it was bad. That offense is really bad,
Yeah,
and
they are awful.
like Nathaniel Hackett is not a good coordinator unless Aaron Rodgers is out there, apparently.
Yeah,
So I feel bad for Zach Wilson.
I
I
know.
do. Like, he has not played well, but like who's gonna succeed in that offense right now?
That is fair. That is fair.
Like, would you trust, like, even if it was like Patrick Mahomes behind that offensive line, would you trust Patrick Mahomes?
I wouldn't trust Optimus Prime behind the offensive line.
Damn, that's how bad they are. And they
They're
lost.
awful.
They lost.
Mekhi Becton,
Yeah, Mekhi Becton.
they're
So
just bad, dude.
yeah,
So
they've
bad.
rotated so many pieces on the offensive line. The defense still has like so much talent, but they just gave up. I mean, they basically just said, "Fuck this! Like, we're tired of carrying this." Robert Salah, I mean, he might be on the hot seat.
I don't know that he is, man. I
People are
mean,
saying. I'm not saying. People are saying.
his defense works, right? Their defense has been so good. I
Well,
just
what's a great defense without a like good offense,
the
or like at
Bears.
least like yeah, well, we made the playoffs that year. Mitchell Trubisky made the playoffs,
You gotta
but
be there.
that defense was so good though. You had studs everywhere, and it was a Vic Fangio ran defense.
Yeah.
Like, Vic Fangio is one of the best defensive coordinators when you build a team up the way that he did. But like, Chicago's offense wasn't as bad as the Jets' offense.
That is fair.
Like, going back and watching Zach Wilson at BYU and like seeing him now, like, he's last in almost every category.
Yeah. It's he is
Do you remember him at BYU?
yeah. I didn't ever have that much. I didn't ever buy that much stock on him.
Really? I
Yeah,
didn't. I didn't really either. I mean, but still, like, his highlight tape was so good
it
in
was.
college. It was so good in college. But yeah, that was the very first Black Friday game,
Yeah,
and it was a
yeah,
whomping. So the
it
Jets are
was.
dead. The Jets, they've still got the Bills again. They've got, I know, the Patriots at the end of the season. Falcons, Texans,
They might
Dolphins again.
flex that one to fucking not happening. That goddamn Jets fucking Patriots game.
Shit, it'd be the best move.
Watch them put it on prime time.
Well, when did they play? At the end of the season, week 18. Jets Patriots. It's gonna be an afternoon game.
Jesus Christ.
So, next game, Steelers and Bengals. Matt Canada fired, and Steelers offense
And their best
wasn't,
output.
yeah, wasn't bad. 400 yards of offense. So
Now they only scored 16 points.
the, listen, that's the start of getting things going, though.
Fair
Putting up
enough.
yards. Guess what they were doing? They were throwing in the middle of the field.
They were.
Pri- Fryermuth. Fryermuth was catching some passes. The first play, it was like a
Yeah.
20-yard pass to Fryermuth.
Yeah.
Najee Harris looked better.
He did. Everyone
But
looked better.
yeah.
Except the Bengals. Bengals look like dog shit without Joe Burrow.
Well, yeah, so Jake Browning, like, he went in, didn't look good.
No.
Didn't look good. But, they still got talent on the field. I mean, maybe they can salvage the season with at least one more win with Jake Browning. Give him
Yeah.
something to like be proud of. Like, hey, I won a game in the NFL.
Give him a game ball and be like, all right, go play on the slide.
Yeah. Well, Joe Burrow being out in the season, like, you have no hopes. Like, at least you would think, like, at this point, like, hey,
Yeah.
let's just stay healthy for next season. Let's build in the draft. Let's do that. Jonah Williams apparently was teammates with Jake Browning in high school. And
Yes, I saw that.
did you see where he was talking about, like, Jake Browning apparently, like, he wants it so bad, like, he's got the fire that all he did in the off season was eat brown rice, ground meat, and like honey.
To score 10 points.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's like the Maybe that's the start. That's such a weird like diet. That's
Honey is the weird one there.
yeah.
Brown rice and ground beef is standard, but the honey?
I don't feel like that's like a good nutrition to have though.
No, it's definitely not. You definitely need some greens there.
How much
But
of that's gonna like play into success in the future? What if that's the
obviously not a
goal?
lot.
What if that's the key though? What if he
Could
just
be.
keeps doing it and just ends up like winning like a few games? Then there's QB controversy.
Imagine. Yeah, QB controversy for the
I don't know.
third
That's a
spot
yeah.
for the practice squad, maybe.
Yeah. I can't believe that's the only thing that I can remember like from this game was
Yeah, I know,
Jalen
right?
Williams. That's the only thing I can remember from this game.
Oh, moving on to the next fucking game. There's also not shit to remember about this one outside of Derrick Henry scoring the first 2 touchdowns of the season for him. Uh,
Oh,
Titans
Panthers
beat the
Titans.
Panthers. Yeah, 17-10.
Do we have to talk about this game?
No, they
No.
suck. Bryce Young did lead the both teams in passing yards though,
Yeah. Frank
and
Wright
didn't
got
throw an
fired.
interception for much. Yeah, Panthers completely turning it over. You see what their owner said? He was like, "I want to find a guy that wants to be a long-term head coach." He was like, "Be here 20, 30 years. I want him to." He was like, "I want him to be, you know, doing the eulogy at my funeral in 30 years." And he was like, "Wait, maybe 40 years."
David Tepper has to be the worst boss like on the planet. Like
Yeah.
the Panthers have to deal with this. Like he's your owner. There's almost no hope because he's like the ultimate micromanager. Like he swoops in, he is the ultimate micromanager. Like you can't last as like a head
It's
coach.
awful.
Like to like Frank Wright has to be relieved a little bit. Like he looked sad, but in like a way like he's got to be thinking in his head like, thank God I don't have to work for that fucking guy anymore.
Yeah, I know.
There was
Holy fuck.
it was the last play for the Panthers, and it was 4th and 10, and they called a screen pass, and you can just see Bryce just look up. He does his little thing because he knows the play is going to be bad. He's like, this is so terrible. I don't know why we're doing this. Like with the game on the line for us to even have a shot to make a comeback. Like he's just like, please don't let me look like a fool doing this. Throws a screen pass. It gains 1 yard, and the game's over. And you could just see like he's defeated.
Yeah.
This like I feel so bad for him. You can't succeed in that on that team right
No.
now. Like there's people are gonna blame like, oh, Bryce Harper wasn't the guy. Why didn't you take CJ Stroud? CJ Stroud
No, CJ would
is
be fucked on this team.
every quarterback would.
Yeah.
It's like there are 3 teams right now that you're not gonna succeed in as a quarterback. The Jets, the Panthers, and the Bears. Those are like 3 teams. The Bears, you might have a little bit more success because DJ Moore is just so good.
You could argue the Patriots too.
Oh yeah, the Patriots. Okay, so that's the 4th team. The Bears, you'll more than likely succeed with the way that DJ Moore offensive line's getting
Well, at
better.
least in Chicago, you have weapons or a
Yeah,
weapon.
hang the banner, 1,000 yards this season.
Yeah.
Hang the banner. And Tevin Jenkins, like you got him at left guard, so he's so good.
Yeah.
He is unbelievable. All they need is a center and a right guard, in my opinion.
Hey, they need to get Zach Frazier out of fucking West Virginia. Come play
Well,
center.
that's kind of a project. I would
Him?
prefer, yeah,
I don't think so. He's the best center in all college football, man.
over Sandra or San, the guy from Georgia, Pan
Yeah.
Frederick.
Yeah. I think Zach Frazier is the best center in all college football. That dude was
He's
excellent.
mocked to be in like the 2nd or 3rd round. So if we can, that'd be a steal. I mean, I think that'd be a good get. But I don't know what Ryan Poles' plans are. But either way, Panthers, Titans, that game sucked. I feel bad for Panthers fans. David Tepper,
I feel,
he just sucks.
yeah.
He's got to be the worst guy to be. Like I feel like that he's the kind of guy that like if you have a beer with him in the living room, like you're just like, oh hey, dude, like why the
He's
fuck?
like, what's his name from the other guys? Where he's like, who wants Arnie Palmy?
No, he's got to be worse than that. I don't know.
He's awful. But I do feel bad for Panthers fans. I feel even worse for Baker, man.
Yeah, Bucks Colts. Well, the Colts, kind of like the Packers, they control their own destiny. They're 6 and
Someone's got to
5.
get 7 seed.
Yeah, they're Shane Steichen, great coach.
Yeah.
Great coach. You lose your quarterback who was playing well.
They're going to be so good when Nathan Richardson's back, dude. And I never thought I'd be saying that.
Yeah. Their team is playing really well. They're like a receiver away from being like a dynamic offense.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor looks rejuvenated again.
Yes.
Like he looks like his former self. The offensive line's playing well. The Colts, man, like I did not see them being good
I did
this
not
season.
have that on my bingo card. I swear to God, I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought the Colts were dead in the water, especially
Why
because I
didn't
didn't think Anthony Richardson was that good. And then I was like, wow, okay, he's pretty good. Then he gets hurt, and I'm like, all right, they're done.
yeah, Minshew, he plays well at home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Shane Steichen, great coach. I thought it was a good hire. I just thought it would take a couple of years. Like you got to build your team back up.
Yeah.
And they're without Shaq Leonard now.
Yeah, they fucking released him. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He was in Dallas, I think, today or yesterday, and he's going to Philly.
Yeah, so those are the two teams on his radar. But
Mm.
yeah, Colts they're playing well, and the Bucks team just kind of stinks.
Yeah.
You know, Todd Bowles not a very good head coach. Their offensive line not very good. Baker's basically like the glue trying to bring the team together. Like he's playing his ass off, but yeah, the team they're just not that good. But
Yeah.
somebody's got to win that division, and so it's either going to
Yeah.
be it's either going to be the Falcons or the Bucks. And
It'll probably be the Falcons.
yeah, the Falcons will probably win it. And I mean, who would you rather see in the playoffs, like the Bucks or the Falcons?
Well, I'd rather
Bijan,
see Baker get to the playoffs, but
yeah. But the team as a whole,
the Falcons.
no.
Either way, they'll lose in the first round.
Now, what do the Bucks do? Like, do they fire Todd Bowles, bring in a head coach, and then try to build around Baker, or do they go for a
I don't
QB?
know. I don't know. I feel like the NFL is a weird revolving or shitty revolving door when it comes to that situation because I feel like what they'd probably do is try to go get a quarterback instead of just sticking with Baker, or maybe using him as a bridge quarterback for a year or two. But I mean, as good as he's been, I think he could be your guy, man.
He could be. He's playing well.
He's playing really well.
He had that bad pick.
You know, as bad as it is to say, because I don't think Kenny Pickett's the guy. I don't think Derek Carr's the guy. I think Baker could shine somewhere like New Orleans or like the Steelers if the Steelers got the right OC in there.
Right OC, better offensive line.
Yeah.
Because Baker's not like as mobile as he once was.
Yeah. You know, this is kind of a stretch here, but I think there is a team I think Baker would be really good on, and you know they have a wonderful defense. They've got some quarterback issues, including their exterior or their questionable quarterback that's hurt. Now I could see Baker on the Browns, man.
Yeah. Man, they
Crazy.
could really use a guy like him.
They could use a guy like Baker, a program guy, you know. Imagine.
Man, I know a
What could
team.
be.
I know a team right now that's building up pretty well. Their defense played really well on Monday night, and they
Yeah.
got some good studs on their team.
Think they could use
It's
Baker.
a little up north, kind of colder, but
Colder.
Yeah.
Ooh, but I don't know what the Bucks do. It's I don't know. I think Baker
You
should
just
go
have
back to LA.
with Sean McVay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. That's not going to happen,
No.
unfortunately.
Anyways, we need to stop on this game. Next game, I definitely don't even want to talk about fucking Giants and Pats, man. Outside of Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito.
Hey, Ramondre Stevenson got a touchdown too, so a little sooner love there. But
Yeah, Tommy DeVito. His family was there. They were showing like the pregame tailgate.
mm-hmm.
Just
Did
a
you
win
see
for
him
me.
do that celebration after the touchdown? He went up and he was like,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Tommy DeVito. I'm all in on Tommy DeVito.
I can tell.
He's
It's good for your heritage, man.
He's got the juice. He's got
He
that
does.
Jersey juice. He's that guy. He looked okay.
He did.
The Patriots are obviously tanking.
Yeah.
Like they are. Mac Jones, he does not look good. Bailey Zappi does not look good. The team, they're tanking. Bill Belichick, I can see him being gone after this season. Like
Think so?
taking another head coaching job. Maybe.
You think he keeps coaching? You think he retires? You think he's fired?
I think he tries one more NFL team.
Goes to the Bucks. Just
I
pulls a
mean,
Brady.
well, the Bucks. Could you imagine? He goes to the Bucks.
Wins the Super Bowl.
The Commanders.
That's not a bad one.
He's gonna want to go to a place that already has like their guy at quarterback though.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So you can say I mean, Bill Belichick, 6 Super Bowls. Yeah, well, he had Tom Brady. Yeah, most great coaches that have won Super Bowls have had great quarterbacks.
Yep.
That's just how it works.
Yep.
Good ownership, good organization, good coach.
Chargers. Imagine Belichick as a Chargers coach.
There's rumors for that. So like the head, like the top candidates are him and Jim Harbaugh. But
It'd be insane.
I want Harbaugh for the Bears if they move off of Matt Eberflus. I don't care what they do at this point.
You trust Ryan Poles?
I do. He's done everything really well so far.
Yeah.
So building the draft, make some good trades, bring in some studs. You brought in DJ Moore. You brought in Montez Sweat.
Yeah.
TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds. You brought in some guys. So just build some more in the draft, maybe make a couple more moves, and then get to the Super Bowl. So that's all I care about.
Let's see, next game here. Jags, Texans. How's it going?
Yeah.
It's a good game.
So the Jags have an issue with like their red zone offense.
Yep.
It's all like Texas.
Yeah.
Like Texas has a big issue with, and I don't think the quarterback's kind of the issue in Texas. That's not really the issue in Jacksonville. Like they just don't do well like in the red zone.
Yeah.
Just run the damn ball. You got Travis Etienne. You got a good offensive line. Like, okay, they did try, and yes, like the Texans stopped it, but dial something up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you're at the 2-yard line or the 1-yard line. Texans are a good team. I thought they were going to win this game.
I thought they were too.
CJ Stroud, he's so good. Trevor Lawrence is getting better. I liked when they were asking Trevor Lawrence about like the division, like all the quarterbacks that are like in that division now and like the future of it. They were asking him like, "Are you excited?" He was like, "No, like I prefer all my teams to suck.
Yeah.
All the teams I have to play in that division to suck." But he's looking good. The Jags, they're a good team. They're gonna win the division now. Like I don't see who do they have coming up. They got the Bengals. That's a win. They got the Browns. They're gonna win that game. They may lose to the Ravens.
Yeah.
But it's in Jacksonville. Then they go to Tampa Bay. I can only see 2 games that they lose. Whereas the Texans have the Broncos. Broncos are playing well.
Yeah.
Like the Broncos are playing a lot better. Then they got the Jets. They'll win. The Titans, they should win. The Browns, we'll see how what happens. Like if DTR's or if Joe Flacco plays, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only see about 1 or 2 games that the Texans lose. But like, what do you take away from this game?
I take away the fact I agree with you on the Jags likely winning that division. I think this is a good teach tape game for the Texans. So I feel like they made errors that beat themselves. They weren't like buttoned down. You know what I mean? Like it didn't seem like they were fully dialed in. But Texans aren't far away, man. They're not far away at all.
I think they make the playoffs. I
They
think they're a
should.
good enough team. Derek Stingley's playing a lot better. Like their defense as a whole is really good. D'Amico Ryans is a good coach.
D'Amico Ryans could realistically be up for Coach of the Year as well.
Yeah.
Him. You could argue Sean Payton with the turnaround he's had. John Harbaugh.
He might be comeback player of the year.
Talk about
Coach of the Year. I mean, the cesspool of just shit that he had to go through in the beginning of the season and to turn the Broncos around. Coach of the Year, Sean Payton.
If Jordan Love gets back, or if Matt LaFleur gets the Packers to the playoffs, he should be a finalist for that. That's just my opinion.
What's the Packers though? Packers are like always good.
Last couple of years, man. Going through coaching change or not coaching change. Sorry, I'm gonna fucking going through quarterback change and big turnover. Youngest team in the league. Bad start to the season. Make the playoffs. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good on the resume.
Calvin Ridley had an octopus.
He
Scored a
did.
touchdown and a 2-point.
He did.
So we got the octopus.
We also had a score. We had 2 scoregamis this weekend. OUTC was a scoregami. 69.
Was it?
Yeah. That was a scoregami.
I was actually going to ask you about that. Like I knew I was going to ask you if that was a scoregami.
It was.
Okay.
And then the next game we're about to talk about, Browns and Broncos.
Yeah.
That was a scoregami. 29-12.
Scoregami is like less cool now that they're happening more often.
I think so. I think there's more focus on them.
It's weird because now the NFL keeps an actual stat on them because they announced it like when the game was over, like when the score when the final score like happened, the announcer was like scoregami. Yeah. And it just threw me off. I was like, what?
Yeah. It's not as fun when like corporations get into things.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Like it was cool when it was just Scott
doing it. Yeah, exactly. Because like Fox put that on there after the game ended. They were like, "This is the scoregami. This is the first time the scores, since like 1973 or some shit." But dude, the Broncos look good.
The Broncos are playing really well. P. Ryan, he played well. Dude. Russell Wilson's making incredible throws. Their defense is playing good. DTR, he's not a good quarterback. At least not yet.
Got blasted.
Yeah, no, I watched the play. He got absolutely wrecked.
Dude. Oh God.
Yeah, no. The Broncos, they're a good team. Like all of a sudden, like they've pulled it together. They're playing really well. Like at no point did I think that the Browns could make a comeback. Like even going into halftime, like I think the score was like 14-6. Yeah. Like it was a little closer than what the final score ended up being, but like they were playing really well. That touchdown to the tight end Adam Troutman.
Yeah.
Where by the hair of his ass was in the end zone. That was a sick play. I'm glad they didn't overturn that. I'm glad they did overturn it and called it a touchdown. Because it was a touchdown. But Russell, he's playing well. I mean, his stats weren't like great, but he's like making good throws. Mm-hmm. He's better decision making. It doesn't look like the same Russ that we've seen before, but it's a good enough to like win games and like be a good team.
Yeah.
P. Ryan had 2 like really good like rushing attempts. Like it was like his first rush attempt. It was like, hey, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
Like he's good. Give him the ball more. He also looks skinnier now.
He does.
Looks like he's lost weight.
Which is weird. He's a dad now, so you think he'd put more on. They are pumping kids out like a motherfucker. I don't know if you follow his Instagram or his wife's. They are pumping kids out like a son of a bitch.
Nice. Congrats on the sex.
Yeah. He's probably huge. Moving on. Rams blasted the fucking Cardinals, bro. Crazy.
The Rams, they might be back.
No.
Yeah, it's just the Cardinals. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the Rams look good, though. Ran the ball really well.
Sean McVay's just such a good coach. Like, he can take these teams that just have, like, even last year. Yeah. Like, last year, their roster was playing so hard, even though they were injured all over the place. Mm-hmm. And they were just playing really well. I mean, when Baker came in, they beat the Raiders, and then they also beat the Broncos with a way worse roster than both of those teams. But they're playing good. They're playing good. Now, Cardinals 2-10, they've got like the number 2 pick right now.
Yeah.
So they've got the number 2 pick. That worries me. I need Kyler to pump out a win for me, please. Maybe a couple more. Which I know that's hard to ask, but I know you can do it, Kyler.
Kyler can do it. If anyone can do it, Kyler can do it. He's a game changer.
Yeah. But he was getting worked. Like, he was getting, like, the pass rush was getting to him. He can't do everything by himself.
No, he can't.
But no quarter. Like, that's how it is with quarterbacks in the NFL. It's so much harder. Like, that's how hard the NFL is compared to college. Like, you've got to have a good team.
Oh, 100%.
You put Josh Allen back there, who's is a really good quarterback. I mean, that's going to be tough for him. That's a tough ask. Like,
and he's one of the guys that can almost do it.
But Kyler's still like kind of in his prime where you can rebuild the team in a couple of years, like get an offensive line, rebuild the defense, and hopefully.
Only that sucks is they paid him so much money.
Yeah. Well, he's worth it.
I mean, he is worth it, but it limits what you can do. You know what I mean?
We'll build through the draft.
Yeah, that's true.
Just build through the draft, those rookie contracts, and then try to pump out a Super Bowl. Maybe one if you're realistically, Kyler Murray probably has on like ceiling, maybe like another 10 years.
Yeah.
Floor, I'd say maybe that'd be like 7.
Yeah.
So we're just like with the style of play.
Mm-hmm.
But he is, in my opinion, the best dual threat in the NFL.
Oh, 100%. He just offers so much more in the run game than anybody else. Like, obviously, Josh Allen's the other guy. Lamar Jackson's the other guy people bring up. But
Justin Fields, like those are like your guys that offer more in the run game. Patrick Mahomes' speed is kind of sneaky fast.
He is. But Kyler's so quick.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Kyler's so much quicker than everybody else.
Yeah.
That it almost feels like he's got an extra gear nobody else has.
Yeah.
It does. It is still very funny to watch him run.
Yeah. Like, how do you catch that guy, though? Like, he's so small and so fast.
Try to catch the greased up midget, bro. It's hard to get him.
Dude, and he's got a cannon of an arm, too.
He does.
Like,
I don't know where it comes from.
He can throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
Yeah. Like Uncle Rico.
Yeah. He's got a cannon of an arm. But the Rams, they're playing good.
They are.
They shit pumped the Cardinals, which I kind of expected. I thought the Rams were going to win that game pretty convincingly. The spread was -3. I couldn't believe it was that low because the Rams have been playing better.
Yeah, especially they got Cooper Kupp back.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp, he's just a difference maker. So Kyron Williams, he played well. He had 200 yards total, like total scrimmage yards.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the replacement to Cam Akers.
Looks like it. He really does look like it.
Yeah. What was the game after that? Oh, Chiefs Raiders.
Hey, the Raiders are up 14-0, man.
Hang the banner.
Hang the banner. Stop the count.
Dude, I was so man. I bet on that game. I had Raiders +10. I was just thinking to myself, like, with how bad the
I would have, yeah.
With how bad the Chiefs offense had been, now they figured it out. Now Rashee Rice may be the guy. What do you think?
It's just, I don't know. I still think they need a real dynamic receiver. Like, they need to go get a first-round receiver.
Justin Ross. I'm high on him. They need to figure it out.
I don't know why I don't know what their deal is with him, but they certainly need to figure it out.
Maybe he's not practicing well. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But they found their groove. Chiefs defense is still good. Like they allowed 3 points in the second half?
Yeah.
And then they were just like, I had a bad feeling in my stomach when the Raiders were up 14-0. I thought this is gonna come back to bite me in the ass.
Yeah, when the Raiders are the worst team in the fucking league, I swear to God, when they get up on somebody, like out of nowhere, when they catch somebody by surprise and get up on them, and then they're like, "Oh shit, yeah, let's go," yeah. And then they just shit the pants or their pants.
They shut Devontae Adams out in the second half.
They did.
So
not hard when Aiden O'Connell's quarterback.
He looked good the first half, though.
Did look good.
Like, I was like, what is going on? It was like just one of those NFL moments. Like, okay, here we go. Like, I knew I made the right decision, and then just at some point, the Chiefs started driving down the field before their first touchdown. I thought, yeah, this is not going to go well. And
what the fuck is this? The Associated Press. While I'm looking at it on ESPN, the Associated Press posted this. Las Vegas 3 games in a row without a point in the second half. They literally scored 3 in the third quarter. What are you talking about? How do they post this shit, man? I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe they meant touchdown. They're just stupid.
Maybe.
I don't know. Patrick Mahomes, he's
insane.
No.
He's so good.
Maybe that's what it is. Trade for Patrick Mahomes. Convince Andy Reid. If Ryan Poles did that, Greatest mastermind on the planet.
100%.
Hey, Patrick Mahomes, he's getting a little older. Don't you want this younger guy who could be the next Mahomes in Justin Fields? Shit. No, but the Chiefs, I mean, what's their schedule looking like coming up? They got the Packers, Bills, Patriots, Raiders again, and then Bengals, Chargers.
Not bad.
They could lose to the Bills, maybe.
Hey, they could lose to the Packers.
They could. Honestly, with the way the Packers defense has been playing,
Sunday night in Lambeau.
but I trust the Chiefs offensive line
Do
a
you?
lot. I trust their
Do you
interior.
trust their offensive line or do you trust Creed?
I trust Creed. I trust Creed a lot. You're gonna need Rashawn Gary to win like every time.
Yeah.
And you
No,
want
certainly.
when is Jair coming back? Like he's completely healthy now, isn't he?
Fucking, I don't know. Maybe
Well, Carrington Valentine's looked good.
Carrington has looked good.
So
Corey
he's
Ballantyne has also looked good.
Yeah. But do you trust Jordan Love against the Chiefs defense?
I don't know, man.
Chiefs defense is really good. Like I said, they're my favorite defense in the NFL right now.
They're fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, if the Chiefs, that's what they do all the time, though. It looks they take a loss where it's like, oh no, the Chiefs, like they're in trouble, and then they figure it out by, come playoff time, they figure it out, then they get into the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That's just they're the new dynasty, I guess.
And they play their best when it matters most, man.
Yeah, good coaching, good quarterback.
Very good coaching.
Next game, Eagles Bills. This was a must win for the Bills, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and they lost.
Yeah.
So
now, did they get screwed?
Oh,
I know
where you're getting with this. No, they didn't. They didn't. No. Isn't that crazy that game changed the overtime rules?
Yeah.
So,
and he still can't win them.
Sean McDermott has the yips right now. That was a really, really dumb decision to call a timeout to try and ice Jake Elliott on that 59, which was a bomb, by the way. He might be the best he might be the new best kicker now that Justin Tucker's going through what he's going through. But save your timeouts. Give Josh Allen, and he's been playing awesome all game. He was playing unbelievable. Like, yeah, he had been kind of the reason they were losing games, but that wasn't like that game. He was playing out of his mind. You've got 2 timeouts. You've got, what did they have, like 25 seconds left?
Yeah.
Drive down the field. What are you doing? Drive down the field, get a field goal. You win the game.
I don't get it, man.
I know, like, Sean McDermott, like, he's a good coach, but he's had moments this season. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, that, I don't think that was a very good decision.
Are you?
Now, I thought it was funny when I don't remember if it was Jalen Hurts or one of the offensive line. I think it was the left tackle. What's his name? Oh, they were. Yeah. So he in the presser he said he couldn't believe that they were showing what they did on defense, like the defensive look that they gave him on the Jalen Hurts touchdown to win the game.
Yeah.
Like they knew they were going to score and win the game with that. Sean McDermott, what are you doing?
You think it's time to move on?
You hate to hear that. Like
100%.
If you hear that from the opposing team, like that's got to raise some questions, raise some concerns. Yeah. I don't know. Do they start over? I don't know. Joe Brady, like he called a good game.
Yeah.
It's Joe Brady, right? Or is Joe Brady with? Is it Joe Brady?
I thought so.
African. I want to look that up.
I think it's Joe Brady.
Yeah. It's Joe Brady. So, yeah, Josh Allen, like I don't know. Like there have been moments this season where he had kind of cost his team. Sunday wasn't that one of them.
No, it wasn't.
He played really well. And the Eagles, man, the wins aren't pretty, but they just make plays.
They win.
Yeah, they win and they make plays.
That's all you can ask.
I saw a post. I think I saw a tweet, and it was from a Cowboys fan account. And it was, "Is this the worst 10-1 team we've ever seen?"
No.
I mean, there has to have been worse 10-1 teams.
It's definitely not the Eagles team. I mean, they may win ugly, but they beat everyone they're supposed to beat.
Well, they have guys like on both sides of the ball that just they win, they make big plays.
The biggest issue for the Eagles is their secondary is not good,
which is crazy because they've got Darius Slay, they've got the same guys. I mean, I know C.J. Gardner-Johnson isn't there anymore, but Kevin Byard's there. He's a good safety.
Yeah,
and Jalen Hurts, he's good. He's the man.
He is the man.
But how much of that is like what he has in his offense? I'm sure it helps.
It doesn't hurt.
No.
It doesn't hurt, I can tell you that.
Having A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, guys like that. That touchdown pass he had to Zacchaeus was beautiful.
It was.
Like, that's
the like biggest thing. That's the thing that surprised me the most about Jalen ever since he came to OU. He's developed his passing game so well.
Yeah.
And it's only gotten better.
He's good. Jason Kelsey's good. They were without Lane Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So when he comes back, like, I don't know. Eagles, I still got them in the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, 100%.
Between them.
It might be another Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the Ravens. Was that I guess we can get into the Ravens game because that was the last of the Sunday.
It was. Before we get into anything, did you see Lamar Jackson talking shit on Zay Flowers celebrations?
Nuh-uh.
He did the bouquet, like he took the flowers. Lamar Jackson, the post-game interview, he was like, that was dumb as shit. He either said that or he was like, that celebration was ass. One of those.
But, I can see the latter.
Yeah.
I can see him say that was booty cheeks.
Yeah. But
that's the most Chargers way to lose a game.
Oh my god, I know, dude.
Oh god, I feel bad for Herbert, man.
Yeah. It doesn't look good, dude.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I hate Emmanuel Acho so much. Like him, like that whole cast, like him and Shady McCoy basically saying, like, when are we gonna blame Justin Herbert? Like, listen, I don't know. I'm not trying to be like a huge defender Justin Herbert. I've got no ties. I mean, like, I like the Chargers and I really like Justin Herbert. If you watch the games and just don't pay attention to the stats and like what the scoreboard says and their record, Herbert's not to blame.
No, he's not.
Herbert is definitely not to blame. He's playing his ass off. He looks frustrated. I don't blame him. Get him away from Los Angeles.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Where would you put Justin Herbert? Like, what team could we put him on where we could finally say, okay, he wasn't the problem?
Oh, dude, I don't. Not that I don't know where he'd fit. I just don't know.
Well, he's not going anywhere. He got paid.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you know what would be insane and borderline psychotic, but I think it would lead to a lot of winning? Imagine him in San Francisco.
Imagine anybody in San Francisco.
Well, yeah, but a quarterback as good as Justin Herbert in San Francisco, like look at what they did with Colin Kaepernick and Jimmy G.
Yeah,
and what they're doing with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, if they had a guy like Justin Herbert, Super Bowl.
100%.
Immediately a Super Bowl.
100%.
Because he'll have a defense that's good enough to win them games. He's got weapons. He'll have
every weapon that he'll ever need.
Yeah.
And if worse comes to worse, he can just turn around and hand it to CMC.
Yeah.
Chargers just stink, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They do so well drafting quarterbacks, and then the organization's just cursed the way that it is, and you know, that's how it's gonna be. Like the Chargers, they're gonna have a team that they put together, and they're gonna win some games, and we're gonna be like, hey, watch out for the Chargers. They may make a run, and then something happens, and they just shit the bed.
Exactly.
I definitely wouldn't want to see him on the Browns.
No.
I wouldn't want that to ruin his career. That's another quarterback killer.
Yeah.
The
I can even
Browns
see
are
him as a Ram.
the Browns are in trouble.
The Browns are in trouble.
Nick Chubb's out. Now Miles Garrett's out. He got injured. He said his shoulder popped. That's not what you want to hear.
I know.
Amari Cooper got hurt.
Obviously, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Oh well. Sorry, Browns.
Browns are going to Browns.
Yeah. That's I'm in I'm my organization's basically in that club where we're just coached. So I root for the Bears.
Oh, you know another one I just thought of? Imagine Justin Herbert in Minnesota.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. Jordan Addison. TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
And then that defense isn't bad.
Yeah,
They're
they just
old.
blitz a lot. They have
They do
to blitz to mask like
They
how
have to
shitty they're-
manufacture pressure.
Yeah, because the Vikings are shit. Fuck the Vikings.
Fuck the Vikings.
But yeah, to win that way, what wasn't it like? Didn't they? It was like a turnover on downs, and then Zay Flowers got the touchdown. That sucks, dude. It was like a run. It was a sweep. I'm pretty sure it was an end around play. It was an end around, and Zay Flowers took it to the end zone.
It's got to be so tough being a goddamn Chargers
I
fan.
felt so bad for the Chargers, but I couldn't help but laugh. It was so funny. Like that sucks. I feel bad for Chargers fans, man. I want the Chargers to be good. Like
Yeah.
especially with them having like as talented of a quarterback as they do and having Keenan Allen. Mike Williams is hurt. Quentin Johnson caught a pass.
Finally.
Yeah.
Didn't drop it.
He didn't look bad. He didn't look bad. So maybe that's a step in his growth.
No, it's not.
You
It
don't
could
think
be.
so?
It could be.
I've been hard on Quentin Johnson. I'm
so.
gonna stop. I'm gonna be nicer to him.
No.
He plays for the Chargers, man. That's tough.
Bad
to
enough.
Yeah, it's bad.
He plays offense for the Chargers. That's bad enough.
Yeah. Well, their defense hasn't been playing good. Their
That's
run,
what I'm saying. Like they just.
like they're good nowhere, and they got great players.
Yeah.
So that's Chargers for you in a nutshell. And then obviously we covered Monday night. So I mean that's really about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here?
I hope we lose. Is that loser talk if I want to like continue to tank? Like to build for the future?
Not if it's building for the future.
Or do you want the Bears to win more games so they're out of that like 5, 6?
I mean, I want that to happen. I would love the Bears to pick 10th and 11th. Be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean the draft is so deep. You can
It is a
afford
deep ass
that.
draft. Yeah.
Like if you don't get Marvin Harrison Jr., you can still get Aroma Dunze, Keon Coleman, Adonai Mitchell,
Emeka
Ibuka. Yeah, like Washington has 3 of them. Texas has 2 of them.
Troy Franklin or whatever his name is out of Oregon.
He might stay.
He might.
I don't know. It depends on how if they make the.
And even bro, there's going to be so much like 3rd, 4th, and 5th round receivers that go like.
This is the 2020 draft for receivers.
Mm-hmm.
But it
how
might
early
be
do you think
better.
Malik Neighbors goes?
I could see like late 2nd round.
Yeah. Steal, by the way.
That would be.
Steal. Johnny Wilson's going to be a late round steal. Jaheim Bell will be a 3rd or 4th round steal.
Now, Jaheim Bell, I think he's the 2nd best tight end in college football. That's just my personal preference. I know.
Javian Sanders is going to be a good one, too. As much as I hate Texas.
Is he not going to stay another year?
I don't think so.
I think he should. I think he has a lot
I think
to
he
work
should,
on.
but I don't know that he will.
I wouldn't want that as an OU fan. I don't want to copy Javian Sanders. No. But, like, Xavier Worthy,
yeah.
I mean, there's so many good receivers.
Drake Stoops.
Well, no, Stoops deserves a shot. Like
Stoops, yeah. Drake Stoops should be drafted.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, Chicago, let's see. They got a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
And then, is it sad that I have forgotten their schedule already? Yeah, so they have a bye week, and then they get the Lions in Chicago. They go to Cleveland to play the Browns. That's going to be a flex game, so it's either going to be the 16th or 17th.
Yeah.
And then they get the Cardinals at home. Must lose game. Like, that might be a must lose. Must compete. How about that? Lose
Must
or
not
not.
show up,
Yeah.
honestly. If
And
you
then
compete too hard with the Cardinals, you'll win by 40.
realistically, the only other game I would want the Bears to win is against Green Bay in Lambeau.
Fuck you.
But okay, I mean, can you blame me though?
Uh,
Like, if the Packers were just trash this season and they were tanking, the 2 wins you would want are against the Bears.
that is fair. I'd want to go
That's how.
2-15, and it's 2-0 against the Bears.
Yeah.
Especially if it knocks one of them out the playoffs or something like that, or keeps them from getting in.
That was my dog. But yeah, I wonder how the draft is going to go.
I can't wait.
I think they should just go ahead and just get Caleb Williams at this point.
Bears.
Fuck it. Yeah, rookie contract. Start over. Last straw. That's like a last straw for me. If it doesn't
Yeah.
work with Caleb Williams, it's not going to work with anybody.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, I'm gonna have to go. I gotta let my dog out.
Yeah, no, you're good. I gotta get to bed. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Sorry, this one probably wasn't as upbeat as most of them are. We are very tired humans. It's dead the week for me. I have finals next week, so it's just awful. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought. Share it with everybody, and we'll see you guys probably on Thursday or Friday. See you.
See you.